Hi everyone, it's Tammy, and I thought I'd do a video with a voiceover because I was just taping this and watching a program. But what I did is I wanted to make my card video for Christmas, and I thought some cute birds would be a fun idea. And I've never done birds before, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to show you guys this, but I took my watercolors, I put some water down in a round shape and a circle, I guess you could call it. And then I added some color using my markers that are my Julie nutting markers or watercolors that already have the paint inside. So I first did a purple and blue one because I love that color combination. And then I also thought I would do a yellow and green one. So I am working on that. And obviously I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet. And some of them gave way too much ink and it was kind of a mess. And then others of them, like this green one, didn't seem to give me as much ink as I expected. So I took my regular just water brush and went in and kind of filled some of it in and tried to blend some. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just having fun, guys, and I'm watching some television and just recording myself so that you guys could see the process. But honestly, just have fun. I'm hoping that this is inspirational for not only you, but for me too in the future, because it is fun just to play. And we have such great supplies available. Well, I know I have a ton in my own house that I just, don't even use all the time. And then, they needed beaks. So I went in with this beak with this orange and it totally bled everywhere. I didn't expect that, but I thought it looked kind of cool. So I just went with it. And I'm trying to dry it here with my hand, which is kind of funny. And then I thought, okay, I need to give these little guys feet. And so I went in with this brown marker, which is beautiful. I love the color, but it was so drippy wet. I don't know why some of them are drippy wet and some of them aren't. And if you guys have any help with any of that, I would appreciate it, because you can see here, it's loaded down with ink. And then when I'm drying it with my paper towel, sometimes I thought I picked up too much. I don't know. And then I decide I'm going to put a branch or something at the bottom of this anyway. So I kind of screw it up a little bit more. But I took my water brush, a fine point one, and tried to fill it in. Oh, and then I tried to do the eyes and it kind of did the same thing. So I was like, oh, good grief. I just took it off as best as I could. And then I'll go in and correct it here in a little bit. But this is all just learning for me and just playing, and I don't think that you really can mess up too much. So I took the blue again to cover up some of that brown. I took the green again to cover up some of that brown that I'd put on their eyes. So that is blue on the left side. It kind of looks like it's black, but it's blue. Yeah, and there, that looks a little better. And then since I'm doing Christmas, I thought, oh, well, he needs a Santa hat. And I thought, oh, he could have reindeer ears. Because what bird doesn't want reindeer ears? So I went in with my regular water, and then I didn't want that to get too coated with the color because, like I said, that brown was, leaky. So I tried to use my water brush and kind of do it that way. I don't know. I'm not real satisfied with it, but I'll come up with something else. And this is red, and I'm kind of just putting it on there, and I thought, oh, that's not bright enough. Maybe I could just use it, and that actually worked a little better. So I did use my red paint just right on the card. But do what you have. And I was thinking, and I put a little Rudolph nose on him. I thought that was funny. It is kind of funny. The hat, I thought it looked a little bit like a bedtime hat instead of a Santa hat. So I'm going to go in there with some white. Oh, and that's when I decided to put the branch on. And like I said, it's so runny. And so I covered up that one guy's toes anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I'm trying to get it to dry a little bit. And then I want his antlers to be a little darker, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And I took some of the paint from the branch and used that, and I think that worked out pretty well. And then I'm going, it needs something else. What can I do? And I think this is maybe where I went in with a black pen. Oh, no, this is when I decided they needed tails, because they did. And I should have stopped there with that guy. His tail's kind of cute just like that. But oh, no, not me. I went in a little further, and yeah, I think I made it not as good as I could have. Oh yeah, and then this one just totally dripped. So that was fabulous. That was just exactly what I wanted. Not at all, but I thought that it would be cool to give them contrasting colored tails, but then in retrospect, I wish I would have done him in blue. So I was trying to get the blue out, and I was messing it up. This is where those pens are probably not the best, and if I used watercolors with paintbrushes, I'd probably be better, but you know, I get into something and that's what I'm into. So I was letting that dry a little bit, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to take my black pen and use that instead of a paint pen to fill in their eyes. So I did that, and then I thought, gosh, those are awfully dark eyes. They need some white. So I went in with my white Jelly Roll, which is my favorite Jelly Roll pen, or my favorite white pen, at least at the moment. But I like it a lot. It's great for envelopes and stuff too. So I thought, all right. And then it's still not totally dry. I mean, that was some inky, binky. And then it just kind of looked like a blob. So I'm like, maybe I should make this look a little bit more like a tail if I put some feathery things in there. And then I thought, oh, well, his hat needs some white. So I am trying to go in there with some of this. But even that Jelly Roll didn't have much oomph against all of that watercolor. So, and it was kind of getting clogged, I felt, so I was trying to unclog it. That's how I unclog it. And then I thought, oh, some little white dots, maybe some little highlights. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make it look a little better, because in my head I'm going, this is not what I envisioned, but none of it is. I didn't know I was even going to give them hats or antlers. I kind of thought a hat, but I didn't know the antler. And then so this is where I'm going in with trying to do a little bit more with the black. Then I realized that one of the tails has to be on top of the other one instead of having them both go crazy. So I decided the blue one was on top of the yellow one, and I put more of the marks on the blue one, and I'm just kind of outlining some of my image to give it a little pop, I guess. So I do think I'm making it look a little better, thank goodness. I mean, still definitely not perfect, but it's fun. I think that's fun. And oh, he needed a ball on the end of his hat. So I went in with another round of the white to try to get this going. And then I realized that this white is just not working very well. So I got out a paint pen and did that as well. So hopefully, I think that's probably what I'm doing now. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm looking at a different white pen, wondering if that's going to work. But I know I ultimately used a paint pen, and I had to get it. Here we go. Now I have it. Yes, I'm trying to get it to come out. It was a new white paint pen. I think it was new. It's hard to tell with the nibs being white. I couldn't tell if there was paint on it or not, but I'm shaking it up really well, trying to get the paint to come out so that I can use it. And I think it did help. And it seemed like it was just giving me white, like just a mess. So, but eventually some ink started coming out. So bear with me, la, la, la. And I was doing it over that little black or the brown spot so I could see when it started. So here we go. This looks a little better. Of course, it's not going to dry as bold and bright, but it did look a little better. So I'm just painting that. And it is kind of a cute card. It's silly, but it's kind of cute, I think. And then I thought, ooh, it might be fun to kind of texturize it. So I just kind of bounced the paint pen around. I don't know if it did much, but in my head I was thinking, oh, it would give it different layers of paint. But it didn't exactly do that. But, like I said, this is crafting and it's fun. I'm not an artist. I'm a crafter. And I wanted to get that white a little brighter. So I did that. And then I'm trying to let it dry. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put this on a card and it's just going to be cute just the way it is. So I ended up putting it on some cardstock. And then I haven't even done it yet, but I will put the cardstock on an A2 4¼ by 5½ card, and it will just fit right over because that's the same size. And oh gosh, I noticed just now that I took off some of the white when I did that on his hat. So maybe I'll go back in and sharpen that up a little bit with a Sharpie. But for now, that's what I got. Thanks for watching.